everyone, it's Mari. I'm here today with another 12 by 12 process. I started this layout off with this piece of white texture cardstock, and I took this really pretty delicate script stencil, and I used some Ranger texture paste to create a really pretty base for the rest of the layout. And I just really loved how this is so delicate looking, and it just really goes nicely with the delicate nature of the rest of the layout. So it's a perfect combination for the rest of what I'm going to be doing here today. So you can see on the left, I've already printed my journaling off for the layout, and I just printed that on some vellum. And I just did that obviously on my computer, and I used a really narrow margin on my computer, and it's all left justified there. Now what I did was I took some papers from the 6x6 C'est La Vie paper pad from Paislee, and I created just a variety of different sizes of layers for this square photo that I'm going to be using for my layout today. And I think my photo is probably printed in 3 or 3.5 by the same dimension, so it's a complete square. So I really love these pattern papers from this collection. They're so pretty, and I just really love the florals and just how delicate and lovely the papers are. And I've had this collection for a while, and I haven't used much of it yet. So I wanted to use it on this layout just because I thought that it really went well with the story and the photograph that I'm going to be scrapping here today. So I'm just kind of lining those papers up with the photo and trying to decide where I want that last little piece of black and white patterned paper with a floral on it on the right side of the photo there. And then I'm going to just stick the photo down, and I'm actually going to pop that entire photo mat layer up on some foam tape once I'm ready to put that down on the layout, just to lift it up a little bit and give it a little more dimension. I'm also going to distress the edges of the papers just to once again give it a little bit more texture and lift on the layout, and just provide that extra dimension as that photo goes down onto another piece of pattern paper that you'll see me put it on here in a minute. So what I'm journaling about here today is the fact that I often have to get my kids to text me pictures of things that they're doing because I don't get to see my kids that often. So, when they were at home, I would take lots of pictures of them, obviously. But now I just am always hounding them, it seems, to get them to send me some photos. So this is a photograph that Bailey sent me recently. I'm going to use that really pretty floral piece, which I've just fussy cut out of another pattern paper from C'est La Vie, as the final base for the photos. And then I'm just going to take another couple of strips from the collection, and I'm going to use those as a divider between where I have that stenciling and where the journaling is going to be on the left side. I just wanted to provide just a little bit of a division there, and I thought that that was a great way of doing it, so that so you can see that there is definitely a progression, transition from the photo to the journaling. I'm just going to take this doily and I'm going to put it behind that floral piece as well, just because I feel like it just adds that extra little delicate layer there. And that is what I am going to do for the photo mat, and that'll be all that I used really for that layer or that mat. Now I'm going to take a piece of that really pretty pink wood grain paper from the collection, and I'm going to just stick that onto the left side of the layout. Now I've actually already sized that white paper down a little bit so that the true dimensions of the entire layout will still be 12 by 12. And now I'm just taking a few of the other little ephemera bits and pieces from the collection, some of the die cuts and the stickers and so on, some of the acetate pieces, and that really pretty acrylic word love, also from the collection. Now you can see there's a diagonal line forming from the top left-hand corner right down to the bottom right-hand corner, just taking your eye from the top of the layout all the way to the other side across the photograph so that it creates a really nice eye flow. Now I'm going to take this little tab that is, I think it's a really light pink, and it says You and Me in gold embossing on it. And I'm going to just add that as a bit of a part of the layering at the top of the photograph. And then I'll take another little bit of a die cut piece and a little more ephemera and put it behind there as well in some contrasting black. So I just like how that adds a little bit more detail to that photo, a little bit more interest. And then I'll just put that little pop of black in behind there. And it also repeats the word love there. And kind of trying to decide where I want it, but it does end up going at the top of the photo. And then that little cluster at the bottom in the corner, the die cut says Que Sera Sera, and it's got another one of those little cork hearts with the gold embossing on it, and then an acetate ampersand, just to create a little bit of a layer cluster at the bottom. And there isn't going to be a whole lot more to do on this layout. I'm going to do a little bit of splattering using Glorious Day from the Shimmers Vibes, and just to add a few gold splatters on here. And that'll be about it for the layout. So this kind of shows you just how little you have to sort of put on a layout just to make it look really soft and pretty. You know, I just started off with that stencil, white on white, and it just looks really nice. And the softness of the pinks and the pale green and so on, it just really contributes to an overall really delicate and pretty and feminine look. So just to finish off that journaling, I just talked there about, once again, being thankful that the kids send me these pictures. And in this instance, the kids were off to a wedding. Some of their friends were getting married, and they just had a really lovely time at this wedding. And Bailey was sending me, you know, ideas, or not ideas, but information about what was happening at the wedding and the decorations and how beautiful the bride looked and all that kind of stuff. And she sent me a few pictures along the way, and I really appreciated that, and it was nice. And I'm just journaling here about the different things that she told me about the wedding and how much fun they had. And they had spent, I think, a whole week on holidays and just doing some things with Brady's family and so on, and they had really nice weather and just a good time. And that whole time she sent me several pictures of their vacation. And so, you know, without those pictures, you don't get to document those stories. And so I'm really grateful for technology, right? And you know, cameras where they just take their pictures on their phones, and well, in about 2 seconds, you have a text with a bunch of photographs that you can use. And that is so fantastic. Technology really is wonderful. So that is going to be my layout for today, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave me a comment below and let me know if you have any questions, or if there's, you know, anything that you want to know about. Just leave me a comment below, and I would love to interact with you. And thanks so much for subscribing and giving me a thumbs up on my project today. And thanks so much for stopping by my channel, and I hope to have you back at my channel another time. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you another time. Bye bye.